Continuing with this, some topics that we discussed here: organic farming, natural farming, zero budget natural farming, vertical agriculture, precision agriculture, integrated agriculture. Questions on these things have been asked in the examination. इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग पे क्वेश्चन 2019 मेंस में आ चुका है, उससे पहले भी आ चुका है. ऑर्गेनिक पे भी क्वेश्चन इन GS1 हैज बीन आस्क्ड. GS1, GS3. देखो, though I primarily emphasize as a teacher, I'm primarily a teacher of GS3, but a big section of geography of GS1 gets covered because nowadays 50% of the questions in geography are from agriculture, disaster management, environment, and we cover it very thoroughly here. We cover agriculture, disaster management things. So you will see a lot of, while doing questions on disaster management, I explained you how a lot of questions were asked in GS1 also, which we studied here on. So you may be asked these questions on why agriculture is becoming unsustainable in GS1 also, other than being asked in GS3. I see question on organic farming have been asked in GS1. We studied about the cropping pattern of tea. Did we study tea, coffee and their cropping pattern? In 2013 mains examination, tea के cultivation के लिए क्या requirement? What is the requirement for cultivation of tea? In which area it is grown in the country? It was asked in GS1 paper. So there is always a lot of overlap, not only within the subjects but within the papers also. कि environment economy, environment agriculture, environment science, environment disaster, इनके बीच में overlapping questions आ सकते हैं, but also the questions may be asked in different topics based by connecting them with environment or other things. So let's start with organic farm. Now, organic farming में there are 2-3 broad areas that we want to cover. One, what is organic farming? What are its advantages? ठीक है, तो one question I've made is on that front. Other question that I'm talking about is what are government initiatives for organic farming and what are the challenges that farmers in India face when they try to adopt organic farming, or what are the challenges to organic farming in the country. I could have covered as a single topic, but in the past what I have observed is when I cover a topic in 3-4 pages, students are not able to understand कि यार एग्जाम में तो 1-2 पेज लिखने हैं. Why are we studying 3-4 pages? Students remain confused कि हम ज्यादा पढ़ रहे हैं, and that is why now I have moved to what method? Question answer method, where I divide those topics into 2 different topics based on 2 different questions that can be asked. It makes you better understand how a question should be answered, plus you find that topic to be smaller. This is this question. Discuss the concept of organic farming and its significance in promoting sustainable agriculture. Examine the benefit. तो basically organic farming क्या है, उसके advantages क्या है, sustainable agriculture को promote करने में कैसे role play कर रहा है, that is also an advantage of organic. So first we should be able to define organic farming. For introduction में, if the question is define the concept of organic farming, you should be able to define it. If the question is not that, even then you should be able to define it in the introduction. Or you can also have a data based introduction. तो मैं आपको data भी बता दे रहा हूँ, definition भी बता दे रहा हूँ, and at the same time you're also getting to know what organic farming is and some stats related to organic farming. Right? So organic farming revolves around the idea of cultivating crops and raising livestock with natural inputs without using chemical products like chemical fertilizer, insecticide, pesticide, etc. Very simple definition. If you go in a very simple way, organic farming is doing agriculture, including animal husbandry, in a manner where you're using organic input and not using synthetic inputs like synthetic fertilizers, insecticide, pesticide, etc. Very simple, common definition. If you want to look at some data, as per Economic Survey of India 2023-24, India has 68 lakh hectares under organic farming in 2022-23. How much area was under insurance? 600 lakh hectares. अभी हमने देखा था organic farming के अंदर we have 68 lakh hectare. Sikkim is the first state in India which has become completely organic. Some other states, Uttarakhand, Tripura, they have announced that they want to achieve that target. Some data-based introduction. एक, you are able to define what organic farming is. बहुत simple तरीके से. दूसरा, another way in which you can introduce. Suppose a question is asked tomorrow on organic farming. आप बोलोगे सर आपने 4 बता दिए, कल पूछे जाएंगे. देखो, organic farming पे I'm promising you question in objective there are 15 questions. So all these topics can be covered. In subjective, I have only option of 2 questions. तो कोई भी आ सकते हैं. एक तो इंडिया नेपाल आएगा. That booklet has to be covered. We studied it for 2.5 hours. है ना. IR पे क्वेश्चन आंसर लिखना आपको समझ में भी आना चाहिए. Did you understand IR? मतलब अभी आई थिंक when you are reading newspapers now and इंडिया बांग्लादेश से रिलेटेड इशू आ रहा है या इंडिया नेपाल से रिलेटेड इशू आ रहा है, ये कहाँ जा रहे हो तुम? 5:30 बजे तक क्या कर रहे थे? हैं? क्या अलग ही दुनिया में चलता है ये. लेट आ रहा है, बीच से उठ के वॉशरूम जा रहा है. मुर्गा बना देना चाहिए ना. बना देना चाहिए. मैडम आप बताएंगे बना दे. अब भाई डर लगता है, बोल दे सर हो गए 3 घंटे, बंद करो, बहुत हो गया. आप ऐसे घर में मम्मी पापा को भी कभी धमका देती हो ऐसे? उनको डर नहीं लगता आपसे? सच बताओ. नहीं, मैं जनरली मैं गेस कर लेता हूँ. डराती धमकाती हो ना. पता था मुझे. पापा समझ में नहीं रहा आपको, एक बार में सुन लिया करो, ऐसे हो ना. हमारी तो बहुत फटती है पापा से. उनके सामने आवाज नहीं निकलती है. पर हमने देखा है कुछ दोस्त होते हैं जो बहुत फ्रेंडली हो जाते हैं ना पापा, तो उनको बहुत परेशान करते हैं. मेरी तो आज तक फटती है. मैं घर नहीं जाता. पिछली बार उन्होंने बोला अब तू शादी का जब तक फाइनल नहीं करा घर मत आ जाए. अब वही आ जाते हैं. मैंने कहा वो भी आ जाते हैं और मुझे दिखता है शादी की बात हुई. मैं ना एक बार ऐसा होता लास्ट ईयर, माय पेरेंट्स केम एट 2 PM. मैं ऑफिस में जाने से पहले मैं ऑफिस के रिसेप्शन पे बोल के गया मैं मैसेज कर दूं हाय, मुझे कॉल करके बोल देना कुछ इमरजेंसी मीटिंग आ गई है. मैं गया 2:05 पे मैं घर पहुंचा हूं अपने फ्लैट पे. 2:05 से 2:30 आई हैड लंच. उसमें ही पापा ने शादी वादी का कुछ बोला. मैंने कहा आज तो लगने वाली है. मैंने मैसेज किया हाय. 2:35 पे आई गॉट अ कॉल, सर कुछ इमरजेंसी हो गई है प्लीज जल्दी आ जाइए. मैंने कहा हाँ, और स्पीकर पे पापा के सामने स्पीकर पे रखा. मैं जो वहां से भागा हूं, बड़ा रिस्की है. पर इनसे बोला जाता होगा पापा हो गया. ऐसा होता है ना. नहीं सर, मुझे धमका देती हो, पापा को भी धमका देती होगी, मुझे भरोसा है तुम पे. आज मेरे को लगता है बच्चे मेरे से ज्यादा डरते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. कभी कुछ बच्चे मेरे से बहुत डरते हैं, पता नहीं क्यों डरते हैं. मैं सीधा साधा प्यारा सा टीचर हूँ, बड़े भाई की तरह रहता हूँ. मुझे ऐसा स्टाफ बोलता है सर बच्चे ना ये बोलना चाह रहे थे पर आपके पास जाने में डर है. मैं कहा मेरे पास जाने में क्यों डरते हैं बे, मुझे सर से थोड़ा डर लगता है. चलिए ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग पे आते हैं. ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग का डेटा क्लियर है? पक्का? जो हंस रहे हो ना पीछे लोग, आपसे ही पूछूंगा. ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग डेटा इज क्लियर एज पर इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया, नॉट इन 2023-24. इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया 2023-24. In 2022, 60 lakh hectares in India was under organic farming. Which is the state? Sikkim is one state, first state in the world to be 100% under organic farming, and Uttarakhand and Tripura have also announced a target to achieve 100% organic farming in a few years. This is done. Now, what are the key features of organic farming? The most important feature is it prohibits synthetic fertilizers, pesticide, insecticide, herbicide, GMO, antibiotics, and growth hormones, and relies on-farm inputs such as crop residue, farmyard manure, enriched compost, vermicompost, oil cake, biofertilizer for nutrient management of crops. So synthetic nutrients, chemical nutrients, or chemical inputs are not. Second, even for pesticide and insecticide, they prefer eco-friendly practices of crop rotation, trap crops, biopesticides like neem-based formulation, biocontrol agents, mechanical traps, stale seed bed, etc. Now, do we understand these terms? कभी 9th-10th में पढ़ा होगा, याद है? How will crop rotation prevent diseases and pests? Would someone tell me how crop rotation can reduce the pest and diseases. Life cycle of the pest may be damaged. Just say, if you remember when we spoke about cotton, it bollworm, it had a life cycle, wo seeds, and if next year we do not grow cotton altogether, we come to some other crop, those insects will not be able to survive. Or for that matter, trap crops. What are trap crops? Or let's say mechanical traps, so you can understand. देखो, please understand, there can be trap crops ko chodo, there can be what happens is, around agricultural field you can grow certain plants which may prevent insects from coming in. For example, sometimes marigold or genda, it produces various chemicals which can prevent insects and pests from reaching in there. So those are certain mechanisms which are the focus of organic farming rather than using synthetic pesticide, insecticide, etc. What are the advantages? हमने समझ लिया ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग क्या है, ये अपन ने समझा, बट व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस? स्टेल सीड बेड क्या होता है? स्टेल सीड बेड में, I forgot. Seed bed, stale seed bed. I'm not able to recall it right now. I'm sorry. है ना? गूगल से पढ़ भी लेती, टीचर को आना तो चाहिए ना, नलायक। कोई बात नहीं, गूगल कर लूंगी, मैं भी कर लेता हूं। stale seed bed में they're saying कि you prepare the field in such a way कि you are going to plant, but you don't actually plant your seed. So in that situation, what happens? All the weeds are able to, their seeds are able to grow, and you are able to remove them. Stale seed bed is that way. So you prepare your bed, you prepare your field in such a way that you're going to plant crops. So in your weed का क्या होता है? Weed grows simultaneously with those nutrients and everything. And at that time, you do not allow, or you do not sow your seeds, you just remove the weed. That is a mechanism of removing the weeds. Okay, I'll study more about it. अभी तो मैंने बस एक लाइन देख के उसे recall कर लिया है and was able to tell you. Now come to what are the advantages of organic farming. We understand what organic farming is. किस तरह का इनपुट होगा, किस तरह का पेस्ट और इंसेक्ट्स से लड़ने का मैकेनिज्म होगा. Why? तो there is a study by CSE. It studied benefits of organic and natural farming from 2004 to 20 and with evidence consolidated these advantages. Rather than randomly saying as per CSE studies, these are the advantages of organic farming. Organic farming can give us higher yield in long term. In short term, this may happen कि chemical inputs may be beneficial. Chemical inputs may suddenly give you a lot of resources, but in long term, what may happen? Organic farming ka yield would be more sustainable and better. It's something like when someone asks you, "Aap gym ja rahe ho," so someone gives you synthetic medicines and all. It may in short term give you a lot of yield, and you may feel ki output is much better in this way. But in long term, natural mechanisms are better for having a sustainable body. In the same way, having sustainable agricultural output के लिए organic inputs are better than the chemical mechanism. This study has found it. Then cost of organic cultivation can also be much lower, though initially it may be expensive. Fertilizer is available at much lower price, urea is available at much lower price. But in long term, as you develop those inputs at your own, as you develop those organic inputs at your own, you will see that cost of input will also reduce. They say naturally in India, most of the farmers in India also have some animal husbandry going on. The गाय भैंस घरों में होगी farmers के, so their waste is used as input. So in long term, what would happen? You will have this cycle of usage and will reduce the cost of agriculture. Initially, if I'm a farmer, if I want to move to organic mechanism, it may be expensive because organic inputs may be expensive. Then it promotes sustainable agriculture. Soil ka long term fertility would be ensured. it will help us recycle resources, and thus cost of production would be lesser, and it relies on renewable sources. Why renewable sources? Cow dung is renewable. ऐसा तो है नहीं कि you are removing cow dung next day फिर कर लेगा. तो it depends on renewable sources rather than fertilizers which are extracting nitrogen, phosphorus from mines and they may get exhausted. Then provides alternative care that promotes the health and meets the behavior needs of livestock also. Food quality and nutrition. Like it has been seen that the organic food is available at higher prices and people still buy them. Why? Because they are healthier. So I was once in office eating pomegranate. Pomegranate is anar. One of my students was a pomegranate farmer in Maharashtra and बोलता है कि सर we are among the largest producer in the country. इनका ओके. तो बोलता है सर मत खाएगा. मैंने बोला क्यों? सर इतना पेस्टिसाइड इंसेक्टिसाइड इस पे डला होता है ना, वी नेवर कंज्यूम इट. वो क्योंकि अब मैं मेरे को बड़ा भाई मान के सच्ची सच्ची बात बता रहा था कि इतना सारा डालते हैं हम लोग टू प्रोटेक्ट इट, वी आवरसेल्व्स डोंट कंज्यूम इट. दिस वाज टोल्ड बाय अ स्टूडेंट. तो अभी 2 साल पहले मेंस लिख रहा था, ईमानदारी से बेचारे ने आके मुझे बताया कि सर डू नॉट ईट इट बिकॉज इट्स अनसेफ, इट्स अनहेल्दी, दे नो इट. You're getting what I'm trying to say. Whereas organic farming may that will not be the case, that will not be the scenario. Then so food quality and nutrition then there are other aspects also other than the outer more pesticide insecticide being used. In long run, evidence show that quality parameters like carotenoids, total soluble solids, vitamin C, total sugar, lycopene, these are various various things जिससे हमें vitamins वगैरह develop होते हैं. They are higher in organic approach in vegetables when compared to synthetic fertilizers being used. Then it protects environment, reduces soil pollution, water pollution, mitigates climate change by reducing dependence on industry for producing synthetic chemicals, etc. And thus organic, these are the advantages of organic farming. So what is organic farming? We'll be able to define it. What are its key features in terms of input, in terms of dealing with problems like insects, pests, etc. And then talking about advantages. Yield भी ज्यादा हो सकता है, input cost भी कम हो सकता है, other limitations can also be taken care of by organic farming.